So this is part 2 of the water features and landscaping. So I was just doing the walkthrough of the garden to show you what has all been growing. Now here is a bunch of elephant ears, and they love it right in that spot. They're just loving it to death. Some coleus, I love that color. There's my roses. These asters are going to be blooming very soon. They're going to explode. There's a canna, and right now it's probably a little over 4 feet, and I'm sure it will be way taller than that by fall. Here are some black-eyed Susans, and there's a peachy colored daylily. My Carl Forster grass back there, but this is the back side going to the pond. We'll come around. My vines should be taken off on my ladder here pretty soon. My little tree. This is a Korean maple, but it was crossed with a Japanese maple. So it is more hardy to my zone 4 or 5 here in Nebraska. And it did come back last year, so I'm very pleased. This morning glory is climbing up on a basket hanger, so it's doing really well. Here is my black lace sambuca. So here is the pond, and see how I just have these plants stuck right in the water? I have them held down with rocks in the pots. But this is a prefab peanut-shaped container that I dug out, and I set it down in the ground. But you can see the leveling, your shelving of your waterfall. So my pump sits about right here, and the hose runs all the way up, and it's underneath the foliage and underneath the rocks and comes back up out of that container there. So then back to the garden. I love that orange coleus, isn't that beautiful? It's quite a jungle back here now. It's getting that way. There's my other shade area. My hostas and patience and corbels and polka dot plant. So cute. I have some ferns in there. So here's the area where the dog run was, if you remember that. And I added some cannas, elephant ears, sweet potato vine, and I do have petunias back there, but they're not faring very well. They're just struggling. But, so they are, excuse the lattice in my equipment, but they're growing very fast. These are tropicals, so they're gonna love the heat. There's a small bed here. Now we're gonna go back up. It's one of my creations, or I have to cut these off and re-put them back in the soil because they're getting leggy, the succulents. And I believe this coneflower is called, I think it's called tomato soup, but it's just a beautiful red. And I don't know how many varieties I have in here, but I'm moving my coneflowers to this bed because it's the most sunniest. This is coriander. It's used in cooking. My coreopsis right here. And there's some more asters. They're more of a fall blooming. There's all the geraniums that I put in. I'm sure they're going to be blooming soon. Here is a dahlia. I'm gonna get it to turn around here. It's a pretty little flower. There it is. It's kind of a buttercup type color. That sumac is called tiger eye sumac, and it's not as invasive as the other kind, but it does still like to pop up every now and then. So I just pop it out of the ground. So now we're coming back around another shade area. Corabels and impatiens and hostas. I've added more daylilies here, but this was this year, so they'll be blooming next year really well. This is an ornamental pepper. I love the color of that. And look at the berries in there. Cute. It's a Gerber daisy. That's my orange Gerber daisy. I love it. More coneflowers. I probably will eventually move because the trees are getting so much shade in this spot that I'm going to have to give them some more sun. So I'm going to move them to the other bed. This is annual salvia. I don't know if it's called black and blue, but I love the purple. Such a pretty purple. See, this hosta, some hostas can take a little sun, but it's just the heat that just takes a toll on them. Some more garden phlox and my sweet autumn clematis, my passion flower vines. Some of the flowers aren't open tonight, but they'll probably open tomorrow. But I've shown pictures of them on my Facebook page. And the other variety, oh, there is one open. Hold on, there it is. There's one variety, but the other variety I noticed is getting right here, right there. So that's going to be another kind, and it's just gorgeous. I love the passion flowers. And I talked about that before, that I overwinter them. So, but there it is. If I can stand back, kind of give you a little overall view. From the outside. So there it is. Thank you guys, and sorry for part 1 and part 2 technical difficulties. So I hope you watched part 1 and this one. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. This is Shannon Olson from Nana's Workshop Garden Talk. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next episode. Bye bye.